legend up about him.
But he's a good rapper, though. You can't say he's not a.
He's good. Is what I'm leading up to. Is that
I didn't enjoy any of it.
Of course, we knew you wouldn't. So I'm just talking to you since you understand.
Yeah.
He's good.
But a whole lot of questions. What's life in the chaos? I'm taking suggestions.
What up? It's your boy, your Fire Life Philly brethren, and you in the field with the Trackstarz. You know what time it is.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah was good.
All right, make sure that you are going out to nectardistro.com and you are signing up for Nectar. There's going to be some great things coming for Nectar really, really soon, so make sure you go sign up, all right?
Yes. Okay, so just to change the subject a little bit, some other big news that happened this week was Jay Electronica. If y'all don't know who Jay Electronica is, he is somebody, this is all you really need to know. He's a rapper. He got signed to Jay-Z's label 10 years ago and hasn't put out an album since. And people have been waiting for this album for a long time. I mean, he's been a part of some features. He was on the Control track with Big Sean, that big one. But he finally put out an album. And what's interesting about it is Jay-Z's all over it.
He is. He's on every song.
It's like Watch the Throne, too.
Exactly. So what's interesting to me and why I'm bringing it up is this is basically, I don't want to be sensitive here. This is Muslim rap, right?
It is.
Why isn't it called out that way when we're called out and treated like, oh, that's just Christian rap?
Yeah.
Why is it embraced so much more than what we do?
You know what? I think the funny part about this whole situation is I always have conversations in my head about certain things. And I thought about this, and I asked this recently, thinking about it myself. I was like, the Nation of Islam towards hip-hop has always been receiving.
Embracive.
It's never like, brother, you got to change. It's like, it's almost like seeker-sensitive Christianity. Whereas what I mean by that is like, you're around me. Hopefully, we're praying that you change, and hopefully we're with you, but we're with you first versus trying to witness to you.
You think that's what the nation does?
No, I'm just saying that how they embrace hip hop artists. That's what I've seen with hip hop artists.
But you think that Christian hip hop is treated badly because the church doesn't embrace hip hop?
No, I think what it is that sometimes it's like we got to clean you up first before I can see you right next to each other. Sometimes
I don't even think they know what the church thinks about hip hop. I don't think they care. I think they just personally, internally, a lot of people grew up in the Christian faith, and they've somehow, some way gone away from it for a reason. And any reminders of it makes them cringe. I think that's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why. And the reason why Muslim Nation of Islam
5%,
is still accepted is because it's very pro-black. So when you listen to it, you don't necessarily hear the religion part of it.
Yeah.
You hear the pro-black part of it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Because of Minister Farrakhan. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I kept hearing.
And I think that's why it's embraced more, because that's how Nation of Islam got so big, was because it was so pro-black.
Yeah.
So I think that's the answer to the question, but it's just so interesting that he can make this album with all this Arabic all over it, and it's like, it's accepted as hip-hop, and we're not.
Well, I think the thing is also, too, is, like you said, pro-blackness. So with the mindset of the scripture talking about we're in a time where people their ears are itching for whatever you want to say. So if I'm going through it as a community, if we're going through it with police brutality, we're going through it with this, we're going through it with that. If I'm coming along and say, hey, your real problem isn't that you're black, is that they're holding you back. And I'm hearing that and loving it.
Not just that. The real problem is you're a god and they're trying to suppress you.
Yes.
They're trying to take your deity away from you.
So now it's like, and you know, which is funny to me is like, if people keep saying like, Jesus is black, but I'm like, you still wouldn't follow him because the way you sound, you still have that ideal.
Mm-hmm.
So
you mentioned that too.
Yeah. So I think at the same time, it's one from after I listened to the album, I was like, okay, this is interesting. I know what he is for him. Now Jay-Z is a whole different thing.
Yeah,
like me and Sean had a conversation on text about that. I was like, in my personal thing, I always think Jay-Z is part of something bigger, but he's just disguising what he's talking about as 5%, but that's just me. But anyway.
I personally think Jay-Z is just a people pleaser.
Okay.
I think he knows that it's a popular thing to say,
Yeah.
black, all that kind of stuff, and I think he just plays to it. I don't
Yeah.
think he personally cares about any of this stuff.
Gotcha.
That's just what I think.
But he did, like I said, he did say some stuff on there that would make me go, okay.
He definitely listens.
Yeah,
he listens.
yeah.
And I think he soaks up information and spews it back out. But I don't know if he personally cares about any of that.
Yeah.
That's not just from what I observed from him over the years.
Yeah.
It doesn't appear that he's leaning Christian or leaning Muslim. I just think he leans himself and whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, he probably leans atheist, is what I would assume from him.
Yeah.
And I think he knows that there's buzzwords he can say to make him connect with groups.
Yeah.
So that they
Yeah.
can feel each other. But I don't think. I may be completely wrong, but the vibe I get from him is that he's not any of these things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think overall, another thing too, somebody I saw
The crew said Jay-Z's gonna get me. That's good.
I saw somebody tweeted like, yo, and this is another conversation. He's like, Jay Electronica is in his 40s, yo, and he made a classic album, so you could still be in your age and
Is
still
Jay-Z
rap.
on it?
Yeah.
You gonna put Jay-Z on it? So yeah,
So as long as you dope and you older, you still could work. I was like, people been waiting for this album almost like Detox, bro.
yeah. So I think Jay Electronica built up a lot of legend status just because of the weight. You heard about him and then you didn't hear nothing from him.
No,
So it's like, oh, what is
He had a song called Exhibit C,
yeah.
that people was like, this is the next lyricism since
But
Nas.
I will say that, just my opinion, fans of Jay, it sounds to me like people really just gravitated to the fact that he was on the pro-black Nation of Islam stuff. And it was refreshing for people to hear somebody rap about that kind of stuff. And then the fact that it was so mysterious for so long, I
Yeah.
think built a legend
Yeah.
up about him.
But he's a good rapper though. You can't say he's not a.
He's good. Is what I'm leading up to. Is that
I didn't enjoy any of it.
Of course, we knew you wouldn't. So I'm just talking to you since you understand.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's good, right? Follow me.
Yeah.
I was really listening hard.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel better when Jay was rapping on it? Didn't it brighten your day up a little bit when Jay started rapping?
Well, I think it depends on. Okay, I think we're in a program. I'm gonna come back to what you're saying.
By the way, Z.
I think we're in a program right now in hip hop where if it doesn't have those feelings and those vibes, then we're like, So I think the way he was rapping on the tracks, I didn't have a problem with it. I do see. I think Jay-Z. Say what you told me. Text me. Tell people what you said. You said you felt like Jay-Z. This album was incomplete. And Jay-Z was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I'm gonna finish."
That's a
it with
rumor.
you.
It's not true. I don't know. That's my opinion. I just felt like maybe.
But the world was
maybe-
highlighting Jay-Z more than Jay Electronica.
Maybe he
So-
couldn't finish his album, and Jay was like, "All right, I'll just rap the unfinished verses for you, and just let this get out."
What threw me off was the first person I heard on the very first song was
Jay-Z
Jay-Z.
was the first, yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I
that's
kept
true.
saying, like, Sean wanted me to listen to this, right? So I was like, okay,
I don't
this
wanna
must be
listen to
it. Bro, I definitely didn't
You
want
were
to listen to
twisting
it.
the crap out of this for the show.
Yeah. But
Not like I just,
you know what I'm saying, right?
catch that new Jay Electronica. I don't care about him.
But what I'm saying is, like, I was listening and I was like, okay, either this guy sounds a lot like Jay-Z or this is Jay-Z. You know,
It
I was
is
driving, so
100%
I didn't
Jay-Z.
see it.
Yeah.
I just saw the cover.
He's not on
right?
there either. He's not listed.
He's not.
But he
he's not.
is.
What do you mean?
Like it's kind of smart though. Is if you really catch it, it's Jay Electronica, and that's just Jay Electronica name, but they're using the actual cover as
J-A-Y.
Jay
Yeah.
and then Electronica. You get what I mean? Like still as the name. You see what I'm saying?
Why do you think that?
Because I think
Nah.
Jay-Z. I think he's still. It's still. His name is still in the. It's
I
still in
understand
it.
what you're
Yeah.
saying, but
It's a double entendre.
I just don't agree.
So yeah, so that threw me off when I first heard Jay-Z on it, and then I definitely wasn't a fan of majority of the beats. Right, like I wasn't even a fan of the rap pattern of either one of them. I was just like, man,
So
this
we know
is
that.
just falling off.
Okay.
Now,
you
here's
my
hate-
question.
You hate New York
Very
rap.
hard.
Is
to
this
get
a
onto.
shot at Kanye?
I don't know.
Is this because it seems like it kinda is.
Just the structure of it.
No, I feel like
Interesting.
Jay-Z knows when, like, I talked to I remember having a discussion in a barbershop about this. I was like, Jay-Z can't go back to street rap no more. Cause you deliver 444, which people felt like was a masterpiece.
mature,
It's
yeah.
a maturity. So I feel like with this was kind of like, this is who y'all been waiting for, but then also I'm still here too.
I think he was just showing off that I could do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I could do the pro-black stuff. I
Yeah.
could do the money stuff. I could do
Yeah.
whatever I want.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where he is. But all I will say is Jay Electronica is really good. I just think people respect it more because they are pro-black themselves and they
Yeah.
like that allusions to Africa stuff.
Yeah.
I personally don't care. So when I listen to it, I'm like,
You're
okay,
not gonna
he's-
call us
he's
all
good.
type
Hey,
of names.
I don't
on
care.
This comment.
I don't care. It's Sean David Grant saying this, not them. Leave them alone. Sean is saying this.
I can imagine coons.
I'm just saying the truth here. This is what I really feel. He's good, and there's some tracks
Yeah.
I think he was really good on.
Yeah.
But I think the legend is boosting up the esteem of him a little bit.
Well,
A little bit.
of course. I mean, like I said, going back to Exhibit C, people were anticipating this. It's almost like Nas. Like when you heard Nas on Live at the Barbecue, people was like, "Yo, who is this guy?" We're anticipating his project. You know what I'm saying? So when he dropped Illmatic, I mean, because Live at the Barbecue was, I think, was 91, 92. So once he dropped Illmatic in 94, 93, 94, people was like, yes, this is the second coming of Rakim. So now you go from that to somebody else like Jay Electronica
And
is the
get
same
me,
thing.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying he's good.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, is he that good?
Of course, it's the hype. Like you said, it's almost like a Star Wars movie. When the first Star Wars, but they after 4, 5, and 6, and they was like, we're about to drop the first Star Wars, like Star Wars 1, Episode 1. People like, oh, I can't wait for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so used to that mystique, that person, like you heard or you saw it before, and you like, yo, I can't wait for this. And people been waiting for this for a minute.
But honestly, I'm not trying to dump on him. I actually liked a lot of it. Like, I thought the first 3 or 4 tracks were really, really good. I thought what's the one? Blinding.
Yeah.
That was really, really good.
Yeah.
I thought
One of them switched with a beat at the end, which was stupid.
So I thought it was really good. There, some of the tracks were. The first time I heard it, I was like, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
That was my first reaction to it. But overall, when I listen back, all the music is very good. It's very, very good. It's just a little chiller than I think most people were expecting. So it was good. It was good.
You know, you had Travis Scott on the song.
Yeah. So, and Dream and all that. So it was good. I was just like, the hype around him is bigger than him to me in my mind.
But I think now here's a question is, I think that is hip hop ready for religion unless it's 5%er? Like if it's opposite of 5%, would you still accept it? Because through this whole rap album is straight like 5% Islam, the Allah, everything. Like you could tell it's the same. It's equivalent of what we do. Yeah,
for Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So why is that? Like people hear it and they don't even bat an eye to it. It's just like this is hip hop. But when we come,
because I think I said, wait, go ahead, keep talking.
What's the difference?
I just think that Christianity in itself is, people have a harder time accepting it as pure in the form that we live it as though it's presented, right? Because again, a lot of people tied to white man's religion in this country, right? So that's why this is being accepted, because this is clearly going in the black direction. And
James Garden, I asked a question, and he responded with this based off this topic. He said, "I think they're always been open to 5%. The hip hop genre has always been open to 5% Nation of Islam talk because of the historical influence they had on hip hop and New York black culture."
of course, yeah.
So that's
But
where
the people that kids now don't give a crap about that. Why do they still
they
accept
could
it?
though.
Do you care about this? You care about how hip hop started and who was there and you don't care about that.
No.
So what I'm saying is that they still accept.
You're pro-black. I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is more so that. Than
That's what I'm
it is
saying,
in
yeah.
history. They don't care about that.
No,
history.
but what I'm saying is it's identity. At the end of the point, all this is identity.
Christianity don't favor black people. And if you listen, and the Nation of Islam does. If I'm listening to when you listening to, like, it sounds like this is trying. It's kind of like
when you say
how-
Christianity doesn't favor black people,
it's
you
kind of
mean
like when the Israelites wanted Saul. When like God wasn't enough, they wanted Saul because they wanted somebody who related to them directly. We want to see our king. We want to We want somebody who's coming to help us. Like the Jews didn't accept Jesus because he didn't come for them specifically.
Right, but you don't mean actual Christianity, because actual Christianity is the same. It's the same people we're referring to.
Yeah, it is the same people we're referring to, but like its influence in America appears to be not like it's not for us.
You mean just the Western Christianity is what they're rebelling against.
Exactly.
But even when it's coming from black people, like this is Lecrae we're talking about. This is propaganda. This is swoop. This is
because they think we're enslaved to some type of mentality.
They still think it was the white man's religion.
I mean, another thing is that, quote unquote Muslim rap isn't trying to convert you.
I think he is. Out of anybody else, I'm not saying that Talib Kweli was, and I think they were too, honestly, but not as boldly as this guy is. I think he is trying to bring a wave of people to be like, "Yo, join this thing." Oh, okay. I think he is. You didn't get the sense of that.
I didn't get the sense of that.
What song did you feel that on?
This whole vibe, like I think he personally is trying to do that.
I think he made it like, I'm an intellectual who can rap, but then also I give my praises to Allah for my gift.
It's different. This is not just I'm rapping, praise to Allah. This is praise to Allah, I'm rapping. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And the same way Lecrae.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference as far as tactic? It's not like Lecrae on every song is telling you to accept Jesus Christ. He's just rapping about what he cares about the same way Jay is.
Yeah.
Why are they having such a hard time with our stuff?
Because it's the white man's religion. That's what they believe.
I mean, also Jay-Z.
Okay,
but well, I don't know if people would care as much.
But even if you do know the story of Jay Electronica had a buzz before Jay-Z signed him.
Yeah,
Puffy wanted to sign him. A bunch of people wanted to sign Jay Electronica. Yeah. There was a
his pen game is nice.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good. Yeah.
I just wonder why they are so tuned into that, and I already answered why. I'm just saying it's frustrating. Yeah. Why are they so tuned into that, but we are like separated into this it doesn't exist category over here?
Well, honestly, he could sell shows. Like we talked about the whole business. Like we had those conversations offline before with people that came in was like, hey man, they saying like we go to these labels and he's like, y'all just going to churches, y'all just going this. Well, Jay Electronica, they probably thinking, well, we could put him at concerts, we could do this for him, we could do that.
Just because it's not offensive? Because it's offensive to white people. I mean, he's talking about black people all through this thing. Why is this? Why does that work? Why does that work?
It doesn't care.
So you could be like pro-black. Black people are guys. They trying to keep us down, and it don't. So why does that not affect their bottom line? But talking about Jesus does.
Because sin.
But they're talking about sin too.
But I think at the end of the day, the devil knows the difference between the devil knows between what's real and what's not fake, but what's going to change somebody's life versus.
Did he curse on this album?
Yes.
What
you know the curse police.
Who?
What did he say?
Who? Jay Electronica? F word.
I don't remember hearing it. That's why I'm asking.
Because it was in a song where I was like, oh wow, this is okay, and then I was like, oh no, it's not okay.
I
trust you, not really, but like I don't remember. It was
very clear.
I don't remember.
I don't. But going back to the days of Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, that all was like 5% Nation of Islam. They didn't really curse in their music like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like as religious as they're calling our music is as religious as they are. So like I'm
telling you what it is. You know what it is, Sean.
I already know what it is. I'm just why
you're playing the game very well.
Why is it?
Why is it is what it is?
That's the
it was
history
Universal
of the whole
Soldier.
thing.
I think he cussed in Universal Soldier.
That's the whole thing. I mean, hip hop is widely referred to. I mean, hip hop is widely referred to as black people's music, even though we know who actually buys the albums. But I'm just saying, it's black people for music.
I just wonder. Let's talk about. But they still buy the albums. Why are they not offended by this?
You said why? White people not offended by this?
Yes.
Because they like hearing this type of stuff. They like hearing because they want to feel like they're on the other side.
That's true.
I don't know.
Little white kids want to be cool black kids.
But white kids was back.
I would say they want to be woke. They want to be like.
I would say back in the day, Public Enemy, white kids were buying into Public Enemy too.
That's my question. Why are they okay with that, but they're not okay with us?
Because if Jesus offends people.
Because that sounds like my pastor.
Our earlier arguments don't apply to them, right? We were talking about because it's pro-black and this and that. Well, how does that apply to them?
Because they still it's a conversational starter where it's like, have you heard the new such and such album? You heard the new Jay Electronica album? Because right now, that's the.
I don't think white people
like
care
that.
about the religion part at all on this one.
Then why do they care about ours?
Because Christianity is what they know about. They
That's true.
A lot of younger white people are very much against the Bible
said we
Belt.
need a
They
white person on the
reject
planet.
No, this is
They reject what they don't know.
this is our show.
It's not
No,
about
sorry, they reject what they know
It's not
and embrace what they don't
it's
know.
not about it being like
I honestly, it's the first. I honestly think it's the first thing
The
I said.
Bible.
I listen to a lot of podcasts and shows and stuff, and the thing is that a lot of kids, especially white kids, grew up in church.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
certain type of church. Of course,
Yeah.
black kids did too, but in a certain type of church. And a lot of them are rejecting what they grew up with
Yeah.
for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
So I do think is when you hear something that reminds you of what you're running away from,
That's true.
it makes you cringe.
Yeah.
It makes you want to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real issue we're dealing with, not this whether it's
But
pro-black or not.
going back to the whole pro-black thing, I think at times white people like to see what's your frustration. What are you what's like? Because if you think about Public Enemy back in the late '80s, early '90s, they're talking about kind of on the same wavelength of Jay Electronica.
Why aren't they as interested in the black church experience? Because that's cultural too. There's experience there.
Because
There's
it's still
history
Christianity.
there.
It's still Christianity at the end of the day. It's still Jesus or you got to repent. It's still there. You know what I'm saying? You know what Jesus represents. I think
Jesus
everybody
is
in America
convicting.
knows what Jesus
You got to,
represents.
but you got to
Islam
do
is
that as a Muslim too. Like that's what I'm confused about.
But I don't think they. I think what you said.
I don't
you
think they
answered-
feel the urge of conversion the same way Christianity is here. At least in America specifically. Like there's not a mosque on every corner. There is a church on every corner.
Well, certain cities
there is,
mosques.
But even then, there's a church
three
next
on
to
this
it.
corner,
It's down
right?
the street. It's like especially like in certain parts of the country, you got churches like Waffle Houses. They're all over the place.
Especially in the Bible Belt in the South. But I think it would be interesting how Lecrae comes out.
Michelle said because black church too long.
That's funny. But here's the question
Fooling
though.
with that.
This is the question. What does Lecrae do when he drops Restoration?
What do you mean?
Because now I would love to see how the culture dissects that.
If Jay-Z signed Lecrae and they did this album, but it was Lecrae's stuff, how would it do?
It still would do well because Jay-Z.
Because Jay-Z.
People would pay attention to it. Yeah.
People pay attention to it, would they embrace it?
Now, if Lecrae did a song with Jay-Z, what would that
It
do?
would be a hot song.
To who? It depends on who you're talking about.
What if Jay-Z and Lecrae got a song about like
First of all, Lecrae-
about being good husbands?
But Lecrae doesn't have the same incoming buzz as Jay did coming in.
I see
I'm
what you
saying?
mean. Got you.
People
Got
would be
you.
like, "Oh, that's interesting," but a lot of people don't. Who is that?
Yeah.
You know, why would I care about this particular song with this particular person if I don't know who he is or care?
I
About
see what you mean. Well, then that's the difference. That's another thing I think we said, but the buzz. That's one. He has a buzz already. So I'm just trying
You know what? Let's relate this back to this coronavirus. A lot of it though is because of our faith, we self-quarantine ourselves away from the world too. It's not just that they don't accept us. We don't want to work with them a lot. You know, like the whole thing with the truth saying that you shouldn't. A lot of us, Lecrae is not necessarily in this camp, but I do think there are people he still stays away from. We as Christians are nervous about working with secular artists too. So it's not just that they don't accept our music.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily want to be
Yeah, that's
accepted
true.
either.
If Lecrae did a Jay-Z song, there's gonna be some people that's gonna be like, yeah, but it's gonna be a very loud amount of people who are gonna be like,
What
why
do
would
you
you
do
do
that?
exactly? What are
But I
you
think-
doing?
Illuminati. You
I
would
think
too.
I think Lecrae would though. I think he would do a Jay-Z song.
The crew said Lecrae would be canceled out if he did a song with
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
He would be canceled out by
CHH.
some people. I don't think so.
I didn't think so
I
either.
don't think so. I think a lot of people would cancel him, but if it worked,
Yeah.
I think people would get over it. I mean, they got over everything he's done so far. So why wouldn't you get over this? I think people will get over it at some point.
But
No,
you know,
I think CHH turns off Lecrae and then goes back to that other type music like Jay-Z and them.
But here's the question. You remember on Chance album, the cover book, Jay Electronica is on How Great Is Our God.
Yeah, and that's a fire song.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And what's interesting, and I guess we gotta stop talking about this because it's really interesting. But I let my dad hear that before he passed, and my dad said the Jay Electronica guy knows what he's talking about.
wow.
He didn't say that about Chance. He was like, Jay Electronica knows. Because Jay Electronica talks more about the Bible than most Christian rappers do.
He does.
He knows the Bible and the Quran.
That's
I
what
would
threw
say,
me off on that. I
but
was like,
sometimes
what?
people do that because they got to know. If
They
I
know
get
how
in a
to
debate
yeah,
in you,
of course. And
I know what
Hebrew
scripture to take you
Israelites,
to.
Nation of Islam, they know the Bible more than you listening.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah.
better than you. And Jay Electronica knows the Bible. So he knows what kind of song he's on,
Yeah.
and he knows what to say in this type of environment.
Yeah.
So when my dad heard him rapping, it was like, this guy knows the Bible.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in all of it. Because remember now, in the Quran, there's Jesus is in the Quran, Mary's in the Quran, like there's overlapping stories, right? The difference is that they didn't accept Jesus as the Lord and Savior, right?
They're the prophet.
That's where it diverges, but the history is very similar if you read it. So
Stop it, Crow. Stop it. I'm sorry.
He knows a lot about the Bible, right?
Yeah.
So it's just this whole thing is interesting to me that they would even accept Jay Electronica talking about Christian stuff more than they would accept a Christian talking about Christian stuff.
Because he's not trying to. They don't think. They thinking Lecrae is trying to convert them. They're thinking Jay Electronica is just a dope lyricist. He's not trying to convert me. You get what I mean? And that's the.
So it's just the fear of conversion. This is like
but I think also Christian rap is known for that. From years, it has always been. Yo, these guys almost are like preachers more than these guys.
So it's just a fear of conversion. People are just afraid of being. This is like we're Cybermen. That's a deep cut, super deep cut. But that's what they're afraid of. Is that we just come off as we will replace your innards and make you something different. They don't want to be changed.
No, I mean I think that's what people know about Christianity. At the end of the day, am I right or wrong? Like that's what people know is like Christianity is. You either going to change or you going to hell. I think that's what people think. Like, so.
All right, man. So yeah, I didn't know I was going to talk so long about this, but it's very interesting. You're in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey guys, Miracle here. Thank you so much for watching that episode. Make sure you go below, like it, subscribe, click the bell, and make sure you follow us on all forms of our social media. Also, check out our website and be sure you spread the word. We'll see you next time.
We know not what we doing. Screw that, they know, let them have it, do it. Okay, I'm erratic, prove it. Never mind, got a mind that'll wind up with me in a lineup behind bars with these bars. Okay, my time's
Team Freedom.
Yeah.
We not through yet.
All right.
Trackstarz Music presents.
Turn my volume up, turn me off.